Namaskar, good afternoon. Welcome to today's episode of Nari to Narayani. I hope कोरोना वायरस के इस माहौल में आप अपनी तबीयत का ख्याल रख रहे हैं, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग फॉलो कर रहे हैं और गवर्नमेंट की गाइडलाइंस का पालन कर रहे हैं। दोस्तों, कोरोना वायरस के चलते हम इतने सारे बैड न्यूज़ तो सुन ही रहे हैं, बट इम्पॉर्टेंट ये है कि हम अपने आप को पॉजिटिव रखें। कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि आपकी सोच, आपके विचार और आपके भावनाएं ही आपको बीमार बनाने लगे, क्योंकि मन अच्छा तो तन अच्छा। तो हमारा आज का यही टॉपिक है, लॉकडाउन में इमोशनल वेलबींग, अपने आप को कैसे संभालें इस कोरोना वायरस के माहौल में। तो हमारे साथ जुड़ी हैं दो ब्रिलियंट डॉक्टर्स इस बार। हमारी पहली गेस्ट है डॉक्टर नेहा शर्मा। हेलो नेहा।
हाय, नमस्ते। नमस्ते।
डॉक्टर नेहा शर्मा एक नियोनेटल कंसल्टेंट है NHS में, and she is an ambassador for multiple organizations associated with social causes as well, and she has received many awards for her work. हमारी दूसरी गेस्ट है, वो भी एक NHS डॉक्टर है। शी इज़ डॉक्टर मनो मनोहरन। हेलो डॉक्टर मनो।
Hello, hi, hello everyone.
Hello.
It's Manu Manoharan. Hi,
डॉक्टर
sorry,
मनु
I'm
एक
joining
कंसल्टेंट
Skype.
पेरिनेटल साइकाइट्रिस्ट है in NHS, and she is very passionate about her work, and she also has received lots of awards and recognition for her work. तो डॉक्टर नेहा और डॉक्टर मनु, आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। डॉक्टर मनु हमारे साथ जुड़ी हैं स्काइप पे और डॉक्टर नेहा हमारे साथ हैं स्टूडियो में। तो डॉक्टर नेहा, आपसे शुरुआत करते हैं। यू एक्चुअली इन योर सर्विस सर्विंग द कम्युनिटी, सर्विंग द पेशेंट्स इन द हॉस्पिटल, यू योरसेल्फ डेवलप्ड कोविड-19 सिम्टम्स।
Yes.
तो कैसा रहा, आपको कैसा लग रहा था तब, एंड हाउ डू यू फील नाउ? हाउ वाज योर रिकवरी?
I think it's never a pleasurable situation for any of the doctor to be on the other side and being a patient. And there was a lot of emotional turmoil. Specifically, you can understand जब आपकी family कहीं और होती है और आप कहीं और होते हो. Specifically, जब आपको पता है कि they are locked down in your own home country, you are locked in here. I think it's a very difficult situation, and that is the time when you feel like that you want your family to be there with you, to look after you, and at the same time, I think it's more of emotional support which you need at that point of time, because a lot of time you feel like that you just need somebody just to say everything will be okay and you'll be fine. And I think this is what is needed, and I think I miss my family a lot, but I'm very fortunate that I am with my partner Mikhali. We both are together, so he was my strength, he was there to look after me, and yes, I think it was a bit of emotional breakdown for me, but I think with the help of all the family and my better half, I was able to recover.
Yeah, आपके पेशेंट्स की दुआ है। You must be praying for your recovery and
I think yes, I would say that it's a kind of blessing for me that I belong to a profession which has got a lot of noble thing associated, where I am all the time I'm working for the patient, and yes, you're right in saying that ये लोगों की दुआएं हैं जो शायद मेरे साथ थी कि मैं इस सिचुएशन में होने के बावजूद बहुत जल्दी रिकवर कर गई, और मुझे बहुत सारी सपोर्ट की, हॉस्पिटल में बहुत ज़्यादा किसी चीज़ की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी, so I was very fortunate.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. डॉक्टर मनो, क्या आप बताएंगे कि आप क्या करती हैं? आप पेरिनेटल साइकाइट्रिस्ट हैं, तो व्हाट इज योर जॉब रोल एंड हाउ डू यू डील विद पेशेंट्स?
Yes, so I work as a consultant perinatal psychiatrist. That means I look after women during their most vulnerable time. That is during pregnancy and postnatal period until the baby is up to 1 year old. It's one of the specialist field of psychiatry, and I think it's very important to look after the maternal well-being and maternal mental health during this particular period, because the bond that's formed between the mother and the child during this first year is so important for the overall development of the child throughout the child's lifetime. So yes, so like I work as a perinatal psychiatrist, so I look after the mental health of women during pregnancy and postnatal period, and I just absolutely love my job. And thank you for giving this opportunity to speak about this emotional impact during this lockdown and coronavirus period, because like Neha, I also had a episode where I was having symptoms similar to coronavirus in the beginning of March. At that time, there was no testing also. But it was a very difficult time, and it was almost similar journey to what Neha was describing, like, because we all have our family back home and it's just us here, and if you have the symptoms, and I have a 10-year-old daughter with me at home, and it's about self-isolating with the child at home, so I can empathize with how people would feel if they have the virus or during the lockdown and stuff.
अच्छा, ठीक है, थैंक यू। तो कमिंग टू यू नेहा, तो आप एक न्यूनेटल कंसल्टेंट हैं, व्हाट
Yes.
डज दैट एंटेल?
Basically, I deal with the newborn babies, and as the name suggests, it's one of the most pleasurable feeling when you are there at the delivery and taking newborn for the first time in your hand and ensuring that everything is going well with the baby, and then handing over to the families that yes, this is your baby.
Oh.
And I think that's one of the most precious feeling for me, which makes me more passionate about my job. And dealing with a human life and ensuring everything is going well, I think that's a blessing for me that I belong to a profession where I have got a lot of opportunity, where I can deal with them, I can take care of them, and in turn I can heal the families who are there. So it's one of the most pleasurable feeling for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. तो कोरोना वायरस के चलते what have you seen, what has been the difference, you think? क्या असर पड़ा है? What is the effect?
Yeah, I think it's a complete changeover, and I think it's just not a changeover in the behavior of the people, but also in terms of how they perceive the things. And जैसे कि normally जब हम मिलते हैं, हम एक दूसरे को hug करते हैं या हम handshake करते हैं, अब altogether because of corona, it's a complete revision of your own behavior. Now you can't hug your friends, now you can't hug anyone, and you just have to say either namaste or you are just giving a virtual hug. And so in the same way, like a lot of things has been changed in the hospital as well, and we are trying to avoid calling patient like for face-to-face appointment, and maximally we are trying to have a virtual clinics where a lot of people, if they have any concern about the newborns and anything, we are trying to sort it out on a virtual clinic by either voice call or a video call. Okay. But in case if there is a need, definitely we are calling for a face-to-face appointment, but ensuring that there's no one in the family who is unwell, because it isn't just about the patient as well, it's about taking care of yourself as well, being well on your work as well, and ensuring that your team is well supported. So there's a lot of things which is being changed.
So, what about like motherhood blues, new mothers, नए unke, they give birth to a baby, and they start feeling, depressed because there's so much to cope for, and especially now in this coronavirus situation, it's so overwhelming for them. So, what is the difference? Like, how do you know कि बस आज आप थोड़ा sad ही feel कर रही हैं या आप really depression में हैं? तो कैसे फर्क पता चलेगा कि आपको help लेने की ज़रूरत है? अगर help लेने का कोई बुरी बात नहीं है, right? It's a good thing. If you need help, you should seek help.
Yes.
But then, what is the difference? How will I know if suppose a woman has given birth, she's feeling depressed, she's feeling upset? Is it like वो बस sad ही है कि वो actually depression में और उनको मदद चाहिए? How will someone know the difference?
I think this is a very pertinent question, and this is something which is very commonly seen, that is called as postpartum blues, and it specifically happen in those females where there's an undue separation of the newborn baby with the mom. And obviously if the baby needs any sort of medical attention, that baby has to come downstairs at the neonatal intensive care unit for more management and ongoing cares. And it's a very understandable human behavior that when you are being separated from your newborn, this is expected that mom will be like the height of anxiety and stress will be much more in that mom. And at the same time, it also depends upon how well she's supported by her partner, how well she's supported by her family, and how well she's supported when she's in the hospital. Yeah, because it's altogether a new environment where she is there. And obviously she has to learn how to breastfeed the baby. Even if the baby is being separated, she has to learn how to express milk so that, the continuous supply of the breast milk is there. So there's a lot of things which happens. And I think the most important thing is if the mom is being stressed, and most of the time she's feeling that, something will happen to my baby, and those kind of things is just going inside her mind, that will automatically affect her mental well-being, that will automatically affect her physical well-being, that will automatically even impact her breast milk as well. So, and specifically I'm very fortunate that we work as a multidisciplinary, we have a multidisciplinary team where the obstetric, the midwives, and the neonatal team, they work hand in hand. So if we feel that if there's any concern from the midwife that, the mum is there and they are the one primarily who's looking after the mum, and if they say that, this is something which we have noticed, we always keep an eye. And at the same time, we ensure if the mum is coming to the neonatal unit, I always take a time out to speak to the mum. Because for me, it's just not about delivering a care to the newborn baby. It's all about ensuring that the family is doing okay and the mum is doing okay.
So आप क्या टिप्स देना चाहेंगी घर पे जब बच्चे को न्यूबॉर्न बेबी को लेके मॉम अगर घर पे है तो कैसे अपने आप को पॉजिटिव रखे, कैसे मेंटेन करें अपना इमोशनल वेलबीइंग?
I think the first thing is it's an individual perspective, and lot of time people learn from their own experience, and they do have certain mechanism to heal themselves. And but at times when we are like we have lots of emotional turmoil, it becomes really very challenging to keep that positivity and optimism going. Yeah. So my only advice to the mom is, and specifically during this COVID situation when there's a lot of anxiety which is being driven in everybody's mind. No, it's just not about the patient, it's even the healthcare professionals. Like even when I'm going to the work, I'm a bit anxious because I'm traveling long distance to reach the hospital as well. But my only advice to the mom is that this is a temporary phase. And one day, this period will go off. So it's not something which is gonna persist in your lifetime as a permanent thing. It's gonna pass off. But the most important thing is, if you feel, it's okay to feel like that. If you feel low, that's okay to feel like that, because this is something which is an expected human behavior. Right. But at the same time, you have to think how much it is impacting your own well-being, how much it is impacting your family, and how much it could impact even your future. So the first important thing is you have to take care, you have to ensure that you are okay. If there is any certain kind of thing which you feel like that you are struggling in order to help yourself, ask for help, because there are professionals, there are people to help in this situation. And at the same time, I always feel adopting some healthy lifestyle, like doing some meditation, doing yoga, and listening to some positive music or positive people, like any speeches or anything. Like I'm a big fan of Sadhguru, and every day my life is like I hear Sadhguru on a daily basis. Right. So it's very important. If you adopt these healthy lifestyle, I think it is something which is definitely make you recover soonish, and you'll feel that you're back to your original state. Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Mano, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी? How should new mothers, how can they cope in this coronavirus situation at home to maintain the emotional well-being?
To what Neha said, it's very important that mothers feel vulnerable usually in normal time also, but this particular time is more anxiety provoking, isn't it? Not only for new mothers but for everyone, because of the uncertainty of the situation we are in now, the added pressure of lockdown, especially because I work in the perinatal psychiatry, and I've seen many mothers. One of the main worry is because usually when you give birth to a child, you have plans, arrangements that your parents,
okay, thank you for that, Dr. Mano,
would come and visit you. But now, because of the coronavirus, people cannot travel. So there's a difficulty in arranging that also. So there's quite a lot of additional complexities that happens because of the situation. And as Neha said, I would suggest that to maintain a positive focus and ask for help if needed. That's why healthcare professionals, we are all working all the time, and we are and it's so nice to see that people are getting more help this time, and they are reaching out for help, which is so heartening to see.
Correct. Thank you. So Dr. Neha, what about women or people who are living alone, single households, जो काफ़ी common है UK में, तो वो घर पे शायद बोर हो जाते हैं, कोई they don't have anyone to socialize with, अकेले उनको boring लगने लगता है, तो उनको आप क्या advice देना चाहेंगे? How to cope with that?
I will say that if you're alone, first of all, you have to connect digitally with whoever you are comfortable with. And it doesn't matter that they are just your family member. I think at times you need your friends. And like, for instance, when I came to UK, it was a struggle for me because I'm a kind of person who's always like chatting with my friends and every day making an effort to see my friends. And when I came to UK, it was completely cultural shock, language shock, and I was completely in a changed world. Yeah. But the only good thing which I did at that point of time, like music and dance is something which I love doing from the bottom of my heart. And even if I'm depressed, I dance. Even if I'm very happy, I dance. Even if I have to celebrate, I dance. So it's a kind of, how your mechanism, like how you can heal yourself and how you can keep up your positivity going. Right. And I think this is something which has helped me. And I'm very thankful for my dad that right from my childhood, I always had a one room where there was a big loudspeakers and the music and everything. And I used to sing with my dad every night at 10 o'clock. And we had a karaoke and this thing. And I'm really very thankful that this something has become a part of my life, that every day, even when I'm off shift, I dance. So you just have to find a mechanism how to cope up with your mental well-being. Right. And if you know that this is something which invigorates your feelings and your emotions and energize you, I think you have to find your own remedy in order to keep your life pushing, you know.
And thankfully with technology on your Zoom Zumba class and your Zoom Bollywood class and you know so many things that you can join online virtually.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important as well. Like for instance, like we got connected because of social media.
Absolutely.
And I think today I'm speaking to all the people here just because of the social media.
Sure.
And it happens just because you're digitally connected despite being alone, despite having this corona restriction, you're still digitally connected.
Yes.
And that is something which is very important.
I think at least we have technology at help.
Yes.
To help us out.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ब्रेक, हाजिर होंगे वापस ब्रेक के बाद.
The hottest Black Friday offer is with Leica Mobile. You get a whopping 50% off when you buy UK Plan Mega this weekend. 40 gigabytes of data, unlimited UK minutes and texts, and 100 international minutes for just £10 this weekend. It's Black Friday madness from Leica Mobile. 50% off should not be missed. Visit leicamobile.co.uk for details. Offer is valid to new customers who shop online between 28th of November and 2nd of December 2019. Leica Mobile.
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ Heston Hyde. For bookings, call 0208 572 1818.
I can hear her right now. अच्छा.
I think there was some Wi-Fi problem. I don't know. So I didn't hear.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलो, वॉल्यूम अप करो, लेकिन धीरे बोलो.
Can you hear my voice now?
Air India introduces additional flights from London Heathrow to Mumbai and a new direct flight from London Stansted to Mumbai from 14th February 2020. Fly in luxury on Air India Dreamliner with extra legroom in economy and flatbeds in business class. For attractive fares, contact your travel agent now or visit airindia.in.
Jay Lakhani. Sri Lakhani is a popular public speaker on Hinduism in the United Kingdom. He offers Hindu teachings to hundreds of youngsters, as well as thousands of students in schools, colleges and universities. In a series of talks given to the postgraduate students at a dozen or so universities, he explores the depth of Hindu teachings as well as its breadth of vision. If you wish to get a glimpse of the modern, dynamic face of Hinduism, do not miss this series of talks.
नमस्कार, वेलकम बैक टू दी एपिसोड. टेक्निकल इशू की वजह से शायद आप डॉक्टर मनो को स्काइप पे सुन नहीं पा रहे थे, तो apologies for that. So we'll carry on with our conversation, but in the meantime, if you have any questions for us, please do give us a ring on the number that's coming up on the screen, and we are ready to take your calls. तो डॉक्टर नेहा, कैरिंग ऑन, व्हाट अबाउट जो आजकल की विमेन है, यू नो, दे आर वर्किंग एज वेल, दे आर इन डिफरेंट सिचुएशन, घर पे बच्चे भी संभाल रही हैं, काम भी संभाल रही है, खाना भी बना रही है, वॉशिंग अप भी कर रही है, हस्बैंड का भी ख्याल रख रही है. सो दे आर सो ओवरवेल्म्ड विथ वर्क एंड समटाइम्स इट बिकम्स टू मच फॉर देम. तो उनको आप क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगी?
This is a very difficult question because I think everybody, as I said rightly, that everybody has to find a way how they should balance their personal life and professional life. And I think, and the person, like the woman who is there in that situation, she's the best person to judge that how she can escalate help from her own partner and at the same time manage the kids and work, keeping hand in hand between professional and personal life. But I think यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा जो important role होता है वो family का होता है, और अगर partner supportive है तो काफ़ी हद तक चीज़ें काफ़ी हद तक manage हो जाती है. And specifically like Indian families, like यहाँ पे अगर आपकी मतलब आपके बड़े बुजुर्ग भी अगर आपके साथ हैं, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स भी साथ हैं, तो obviously you get some additional help as well. But it's not possible all the time because a lot of the women, they are in their nuclear family. There is just a couple and the kids who are staying there. So at times it's really challenging. And with this corona thing, you know, when the people, the families are completely locked down, even it is difficult to make the kids understand like why they are at home, why they are not going to the play school, why they are not meeting the things. But it's important that, you know, that we should utilize this time and basically encourage them to adopt some healthy lifestyle, like in terms of engaging them in some sort of activities, a playful or fun kind of activities where they're drawing or they are playing with the toys, but at the same time always making them more curious about how they can do the things differently. And I think somewhere I felt that, you know, corona has led to that kind of family bonding, which probably I saw in my childhood when there was not enough phones with the families, and you know, the dad was there, your mum was there, and everybody was having food together, everyone was having breakfast together. So I think that probably it's a blessing as well, but at the same time, it's an individual perspective that how you can manage your work as well as your personal life. But again, it depends upon how much supportive your family is, and there's an important role of your life partner as well. And I think he has to be understandable in that situation, and he should say, "It's okay, honey, because I am there with you." Even though he couldn't cooperate in anything, but even, you know, that kind, yes, even saying that कि मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ और अगर कुछ भी है तो मैं हम दोनों साथ में हैं. I think ये अपने आप में इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट है कि इससे ज़्यादा आपको किसी से उम्मीद नहीं है और इससे ज़्यादा आप चाहते भी नहीं अपनी
बैटरी रिचार्ज होती है ऐसा सुन के.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Dr. Mano, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी इसके बारे में? How should, you know, women juggling home, you know, their kids, their house, their job, the in-laws, the cooking, how do you think they can cope?
Yeah, I think it's a big challenge. And also an opportunity, as Neha says. The important thing is, for example, there are two aspects to it. One is people who are single. They have their own problems, like, you know, they may feel more alone, more isolated, and also, like, you know, I've been reading some newspapers where they say, like, you know, people are struggling because they are not able to meet their potential partner. So that's the difficulties for women who are single. And what about women who are having a job, a family, and, you know, like a lot of people at home? It's quite a difficult scenario juggling everything together, especially, like, you know, traditionally, like in India, like, you know, we kind of women take more of a nurturing role where we cook, we do most of domestic chores and also look after the kids. So it's very important that the partner is also on board and they understand the struggle faced by these people, like, you know, by the women. And one of the added challenge of lockdown is that everyone's anxious, everyone's going through their own emotional challenges. Emotions are running quite high. So it's important that we understand that, you know, be compassionate to each other, thinking, okay, everyone is going through a lot of trouble. It's not the time to have any important conversation or any conflicts right now. It's about supporting each other. Like, you know, it's about the feeling that we are all in this together. And also it's particularly important to look after children because they also going through their own problems, like they would be missing their school friends and, you know, kids in GCSE and those kind of stage, the uncertainty about exams and the next stage. So all this we have to be mindful and, you know, try to provide a contained situation.
Yeah, so mothers have to juggle their kids as well. उन बच्चों को भी manage करना है, husband को भी manage करना है. But it's ultimately because it's a team, husband-wife team. So that's what you're saying, isn't it? The husband needs to chip in as well. So it's about communication basically. जो भी आप कहना चाहते हैं, discuss आपके problems हैं husband के साथ या partner के साथ discuss करें आप कैसे feel कर रहे हैं and solve it together. Yeah. We got a caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How can I help?
Yeah, hi.
कैसे
yeah, hi. Sorry?
कैसे हैं आप?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What I wanted to ask is, in this COVID situation where there are so many fatalities everywhere,
जी.
If somebody is tested positive or is in isolation, there must be a huge emotional turmoil going on in that person's mind. The first thing would be, I'm sure, like a fear of death, which is instantly that comes in the mind. Now, in this situation, how to deal with that fear or that emotional turmoil and try to fight it? Because I believe fear doesn't allow the body to fight as much.
Correct.
So how to cope up with that fear and how to really overcome it?
Right. Okay. Thank you for the call. Dr. Neha, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
आई थिंक ये बहुत जायज़ क्वेश्चन है जब आपको पता पड़ता है आप कोरोना पॉजिटिव है even if the testing is not being done but you have those symptoms when you feel like that this is yes it is fitting into corona. The most important thing is even like I had corona in the late week of 1.5 month back, and I had the similar kind of things which was going in my mind. The only thing which helped me was that I was always thinking that I'll be fine, I'll be okay.
Can you think positive?
Yes. The first thing is your own positivity, that your body will recover and you'll heal yourself. This is something which is because your entire body is governed by your mind. And if you have given up in your mind, obviously that is like lose and lose situation for you. Right. So when I had the similar thing, obviously there was a lot of heightened anxiety seeing the news every day that so many healthcare professionals, they are getting affected. There's so many rising death every time I was reading the newspaper. The first thing which I did was I actually didn't I avoided myself not to glued with the too much of news. I stopped watching it. First of all, this is what I did. I was aware about everything which was going around me, because obviously it's important for you to understand why the social distancing is needed, why that self-isolation is needed. That is very important, because if you're not aware, you'll not understand the gravity of situation. So you have to remain abreast with what is going around you. But at the same time, getting an advice from the professionals is very important. Like when I started having a chest pain, I was concerned that this is something which I've never felt in my life. And obviously being a frontline worker, in the first week, there was no provision for us to get tested as well. But I was knowing there's something different has happened to my body. But at the same time, I was like, Neha, everything will be okay. Yeah, but yes, I do contacted my team. I updated that this is the symptom and I am gonna self-isolate myself. I call the basically 111. I get the right advice from them, which obviously they said 7 days of isolation and keep monitoring your symptom. And anytime if the symptoms are getting worsened in terms of you having shortness of breath or the fever is out of control, you are feeling completely miserable or lethargy, you have to contact the specialist. You have to go to the A&E and you have to get the right help. Right. So first thing is you are the right person to judge whether you are sinking in that situation where you are, or you can still manage the things by yourself. If you can still manage the things, you still have to continue your self-isolation. You still have to ensure that your family members are a little bit I don't know how much it is practical, because when I had the similar thing, I was with my partner. So obviously he has to self-isolate as well for 14 days. Yeah. But you have to manage those things. But at the same time, getting a right sort of help and escalating those help at the appropriate time is something which is very important. Mm-hmm. And I would say this is very important to understand to everyone that death is not the greatest loss in life, but letting something to die within yourself when you're still alive, this is something the greatest loss. So I would say don't lose your positivity, don't lose your optimism. At the same time, be a fighter and get the relevant support for yourself, get the specialist advice for yourself. And if you feel there's a need to get admitted, please don't hesitate, just go to the hospital and get yourself checked. So this is what I'm saying. Needs
to be alive.
Absolutely. This is something which has helped me, and I think I was speaking to Manu as well, and I think we both had the similar kind of thing to start with, and I think it's all about your positivity and your way of taking your life in a positive way. So, yeah.
Sure. Dr. Manu, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी?
Very well summarized by Neha, and this is exactly how I felt too. In the early part of March, when I had the symptoms of coronavirus, and actually in my hospital there were a few cases also just prior to that. So, and then as Neha said, I called 111, and they said gave this advice to self-isolate. And one important thing is that was the time when the fatalities were increasing. In the news every day they were showing this graph saying was this much people have died today, like today extra 300 deaths. So
Yeah.
what's very important is not to not to let your hope die. So be a fighter. Like, I just thought, like, I am not going to give up, and maintain that positive focus, and like. Most of my extended family is in India, so it's just me, my husband, and my daughter here. My husband also had similar symptoms of coronavirus, so it's very difficult, and we have to protect our daughter who's just 10-year-old. So that so we try to self-isolate as much as possible, but at the same time keeping that positive focus. There were times when really I got breathless, but it's important that we don't let the fear overwhelm us. Maintain that focus, maintain the hope, and I am very prayerful, and I do meditation every day. So I was just trying to keep that simple routine, despite of all the hardships. And now I know I've come out of the other side, and I've heard so many stories of people who've had this virus and come out on the other side too, by following the right advice and taking enough rest. So it's important that we look after ourselves as much as we can.
Brilliant, thank you. We got another caller on the line. Hello.
हेलो।
हाँ जी, कैसी हैं आप?
बस मैं ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे हैं?
गुड गुड, थैंक यू फॉर योर कॉल। टेल अस, बताइए।
बस ऐसे ही फ़ोन किया था, आप बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं, और हमारी दी जो है रश्मि मिश्रा जी, उन्होंने बताया था तो वी वर वॉचिंग।
अच्छा, ब्रिलियंट, थैंक यू फॉर योर कॉल।
यू मोस्ट वेलकम। बस हमारी छोटी बेटी है टिया करके, 6 years old.
Achha.
And she sings as well, and she loves singing.
Brilliant.
So हमने सुबह एक वीडियो डाला था.
अच्छा.
So हमें बोला गया था you can have a little sing over on your program today.
अच्छा, brilliant. Good to have you on the show. If she's ready, yes, she can sing.
Yeah.
थोड़ा हमारा माहौल और पॉजिटिव बना दीजिए।
बिल्कुल बस ऐसा।
cheer up our viewers.
जी बिल्कुल, यहाँ पे ऐसा टाइम चल रहा है तो people need a little bit of uplifting.
Absolutely.
और कुछ गाने वाने हम यूजुअली रेगुलर शोज भी करते हैं हमारे फेसबुक पे।
अच्छा।
तो जहाँ पे हम एंटरटेन करते हैं सबको, गाने वाने बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग थोड़े गा के। आज हमारा स्पेशल एनिवर्सरी शो है।
अच्छा।
तो हम एक कपल जो है अंकल आंटी जी, वो 60 years की एनिवर्सरी मना रहे हैं उनकी। So we are going to do that online on Facebook today at 4.
अच्छा, very nice, brilliant.
So
happy to have you.
Thank you so much, thank you. And एक बस छोटा सा गाना, without music, एक छोटा सा गाना सुनाते हैं आपको।
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल।
With myself, Shweta Gube, and my little daughter Tia Gube.
Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Shweta.
Say hello first.
Hello, my name is Tia Gube.
Hello, Tia. Happy to have you on the show. Welcome. कैसी हैं आप? गुड। क्या गा रही हैं आप हमारे लिए?
मिट्टी बातों।
अच्छा, रेडी?
बहुत पुराना गाना है, बट वेरी मीनिंगफुल सॉन्ग। तो हम बस ऐसे ही कर रहे थे, तो बच्ची को बता रहे थे, एंड वी जस्ट केम अक्रॉस दिस सॉन्ग, एंड हमने छोटा सा गाना गाया है।
हाँ जी, कौन?
रेडी?
ओके।
मीठी बातों से बचना जरा,
दुनिया के लोगों में है जादू बेरा। मीठी बातों से बचना जरा, दुनिया के लोगों में है जादू बेरा। खेल कूद में खोना नहीं, बात में रोना नहीं। तू है सितारा चंदा हमारा, जग में रहेगा तेरा नाम बड़ा। हिंदुस्तानी शाम करूंगा, देश का ऊंचा नाम करूंगा। शाबाश। मीठी बातों से बचना जरा, दुनिया के लोगों में है जादू भरा।
Brilliant, very nice. Well done, Tia. Thank you, Tia. Shweta ji.
Thank you so much.
कॉल करने के लिए बहुत शुक्रिया।
बहुत शुक्रिया।
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
प्लीज करें।
हाँ जी। Brilliant. आपको ये गाना पसंद आया, आई होप। लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ब्रेक, हाजिर होंगे ब्रेक के बाद।
The hottest Black Friday offer is with Leica Mobile. You get a whopping 50% off when you buy UK Plan Mega this weekend. 40 gigabytes of data, unlimited UK minutes and texts, and 100 international minutes for just £10 this weekend. It's Black Friday madness from Leica Mobile. 50% off should not be missed. Visit leicamobile.co.uk for details. Offer is valid to new customers who shop online between 28th of November and 2nd of December 2019. Leica Mobile.
Air India introduces additional flights from London Heathrow to Mumbai and a new direct flight from London Stansted to Mumbai from 14th February 2020. Fly in luxury on Air India Dreamliner with extra legroom in economy and flat beds in business class. For attractive fares, contact your travel agent now or visit airindia.in.
हिंदू धर्म विश्व का एक महान धर्म है जो विश्व में शांति फैलाने वाला एक ही धर्म है। इसी धर्म की चर्चा के लिए लेट अस टॉक हिंदुइज्म में MATV के माध्यम से आपसे अनुरोध है कि इसको हर रविवार 8:30 से 9:30 अवश्य देखें।
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ Heston Hyde. For bookings, call 0208 572 1818.
नमः शिवाय। मैं हूं पंडित पाठक, आपकी सेवा में आता हूं एवरी संडे बिटवीन 3 to 5 PM। लाइफ के किसी भी एस्पेक्ट के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, कोई भी सवाल का आंसर जानना चाहते हैं तो देखना न भूलिए।
panditpathak.guru every Sunday 3 PM only on MATV.
Welcome back. We are in conversation with Dr. Neha and Dr. Mano. I think we have another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
कैसी हैं आप?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
बताइए क्या पूछना चाहेंगे आप?
Well, I'd actually like to say something
हाँ जी.
rather than ask a question.
Yes.
I'm a laughter yoga leader.
Right.
And during this pandemic, I've been doing laughter sessions for communities on Zoom.
Okay.
And I just wanted to let all the listeners know how beneficial it is.
अच्छा, हाँ बताइए. Yes. Tell
Okay.
us.
Do you know much about laughter yoga?
Well, हमने जो थोड़ा बहुत इंडिया में देखा है कि पार्क्स में लोग सब मिलके हंसते हैं, उसके अलावा yes, because we haven't yet I think taken part in laughter yoga.
Okay, so you haven't explored it much, yeah.
हाँ
Well,
जी.
it's a very unique concept, and the reason it's called yoga
Right.
is because you use your breath to laugh,
Okay.
and our brain doesn't know the difference between a fake laugh and a real laugh. So that's why people gather together and do it, because laughter is the best medicine.
हाँ जी.
Today I just wanted to introduce myself and say my name. And in the future, one day I will come with Rashmi Mishra and maybe, give you all a little laughter session.
Why
on air.
not? Why not? We'll have a laughter yoga session on Nari to Narayani. Why not?
Yes, yes. And there are lots of benefits from it. It increases the feel-good factor hormones in your body,
Achha.
all your good hormones like endorphins,
Right.
and it reduces the stress levels and stress hormones like cortisol.
Yeah.
And it just makes the oxygen go around in your body. It's like having a workout, and it's amazing. It's just that because people don't understand what everyone is doing, when it's done properly and led through a systematic way, there are lots and lots of benefits of laughter yoga.
So you're
And
saying
during-
one way to cope with the lockdown, coronavirus lockdown, is to join a virtual laughter yoga class?
Definitely,
Really?
definitely.
Okay. Definitely. Viewers, I hope you're listening. So अगर आपके पास Zoom है तो ढूंढिए इंटरनेट पे फटाफट कहाँ पे आप laughter yoga join कर सकते हैं and make the most of it.
Yes, please.
Yes?
Anyway, thank you very
Okay.
much and hope to see you soon.
Okay. Thank you for calling. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. तो डॉक्टर नेहा, व्हाट अबाउट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट किड्स इन द हाउस के जिनके छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, दे हैव लाइक 4-year-old 5-year-old, सो दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड एक्चुअली कि व्हाट इज़ कोरोना वायरस, बट दे आर थिंकिंग कि अरे हम स्कूल नहीं जा रहे हैं, मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स से मिल नहीं पा रहा हूँ, आई कैन नॉट प्ले विथ माई फ्रेंड्स, आई कैन नॉट गो टू नर्सरी, आई कैन नॉट गो टू माई स्कूल एनी मोर, एंड आई कैन प्ले एनी मोर, और वो बोर हो रहे हैं, वो कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं, तो उनको कैसे हैंडल करें बच्चों को?
This is a very pertinent question, and right now I don't have a kid, so I've not been in that situation where I have to deal. But what I can suggest is what I have seen in my family as well, because some of my cousins, they do have younger kids, who are like 6 years old or 7 years old. Even my brother, he has got like recently one of the baby who was born, so just like few months old, and the other one is 8 years old. I think it's all about making them know why we are doing it, although it's difficult for them to understand. But at least I know that I'm like, even my partner, he has got nieces and nephews who are like 3 years old and 4 years old, but they do know there's something called corona, so they know that there's something called like corona, and if we mingle with our friends, like if they go along with other kids, they might get that infection. So there is some sort of awareness in them, but again, it's very difficult, that how much they understand, it's something questionable. But I would say it's a very opportunity for the parents that they can do so many things with the kids within their own limitations, in the house itself, that they can involve them, and may it be a play, may it be doing some baking, may it be doing some paintings, or involving them in something which is productive, which is going to help them. I think this is something which can be easily done at home. So this is all about the kids, like who are like less than 10 years old, where they can involve in a lot of fun things, even like watching some good movies, like and these days, like in India, people are really getting crazy about this Ramayana and Mahabharata, which is again being played on the TV channel. So every day all the kids are enjoying that, and I think it's a good way as well for कि हमारा जो हमारी संस्कृति है, जो हमारा कल्चर है, वो वापस से जो कहीं खो गया था, एक opportunity.
Everybody was on mobiles and social media.
So they have kept the mobile now aside because they are completely bored now, and they know कि हाँ भी महाभारत आ रहा है, राम है उसमें, सीता जी हैं और ये है. So I think it's there are a lot of ways by which you can involve the kids as well, and they can learn from that, and it purely depends upon the parents how they
take it as a positive thing and spend more time with your children, isn't it? Dr. Manu, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी as a psychiatrist? कैसे बच्चों को हैंडल करना चाहिए, young kids?
Actually, I also have a own daughter, a 10-year-old. So, as Neha was telling, like, these children completely understand. They know that there is some, my daughter is telling that, there's a pandemic there, and, there was a pandemic in the past in 1918. So they do understand all these things. But I think it's very important to be compassionate to the needs of the children, and different ages have different needs, and we can see, like, we as an adult, if we ourselves has a lot of anxiety and a lot of uncertainty around the situation, how a young child would feel. Like, for example, like, when they see this rising fatalities in the TV, or they, like, worry about grandparents back home, and also grandparents, if they are here, like, what's happening in, so they have all these
slightly older kids who samajh rahe hain, news samajh rahe hain. You are talking about
exactly.
Okay.
Kids of all ages have different kind of worries according to their age. But I think one thing is very important is to have a routine, like, not to be too hard on themselves to maintain the routine, but at least having something consistent will help them feel a sense of normalcy in this time of, crisis. For example, for our daughter, we have established kind of a small routine, like, she does some kind of painting every day, or develop new hobbies. That's very good. Someone was talking about lofting yoga or something just before now. So some new hobbies, something that they don't know, like either a yoga or a meditation, or kind of take up something new like painting or singing. So develop something new that really maintains them kind of hope in this kind of uncertainty. And also, it's very important to discuss the emotions as they arise. As I said before, emotions are running high. And sometimes when we just bottle up all the emotions, it may burst. So it's important to, like, to speak about the emotions, like just check in with your children, like, how do you feel? What's happening? Do you feel it's natural to feel anxious at this time, or it's natural to feel fearful at this time? But just to have that conversation going is very important.
Okay. And what about older kids, like 15, 16, 17? They are aware, obviously, as you said, they can read the news. They are in touch with their friends. उनको पता है कि, people are dying around us and they are a bit anxious, they are a bit worried, क्या होगा? तो कैसे डिस्कस करना है उनके साथ? क्या कहना है उनको?
I really feel for them because, teenage, that's a time when a lot of hormonal changes happening in the body. And, teenage is usually kind of a difficult phase, not only during this corona time, but this corona adds a lot of added complexities. For example, like, they may go and meet their friend in usual time, they may go socialize, but now they cannot do that. Exactly. And I have a few friends whose children are in the stage of writing GCSE or A levels, and because of corona, the exams are all kept on hold, and that adds added stress to them. So it's very important, and also they, as you said, they can see the news and know what's happening, and at the same time, they are not as adult as such. Their growing mind has a lot of things to take on. So it's about being compassionate to them and kind of again having communication with them and helping them establish some routine, so not to take this time as kind of an extended holiday or something, to maintain focus. That's very important. For example, for my daughter, like, we have this kind of focus thinking, like, so what are we going to do like 3 months down the line when everything is okay? What is that we are going to do? What is the first thing we are going to do? So having those kind of conversation with them, keeping them motivated. And I was giving the same strategy to a friend who has a 15-year-old and going through a lot of difficulties because of the exams being on hold and other things. So one thing they are working together is what are they going to do for her 16th birthday? Like, going to meet their big family. So something like that to maintain focus is very important. And again, if things go beyond, then seek help. There are a lot of counseling and a lot of help available through NHS and also through various organizations.
Acha, brilliant. And Dr. Neha, so what about, if you have elderly parents or your in-laws living with us, and they are obviously more worried because they think they are more susceptible to the coronavirus as well, and they are getting stressed. Obviously, they can't go out anyway. So, उनको positive कैसे रखना है? What do you think? What tips would you give?
I think the most important thing is again the family support. And ये चीज़ बहुत समझना ज़रूरी है कि जो extremes of ages है, they are the most susceptible age group basically. Although right now the pediatric cases and the cases in the newborn is very less, but it is definitely seen more frequently in more than 60 years age. So and I do understand with this kind of news, like every elderly is somehow like aware that this is something going on and they are more at risk. So obviously the kind of anxiety level is much more higher in them. And the best way, like for instance my partner, like my better half, he has got his parents who is like they're in late 70s and early 80s. And obviously जब ये corona की situation थी, they were locked down in Greece, we were here. And then it was a lot of thing which was like emotional turmoil which was going on. But the best thing was because they were quite understandable about the current situation. They locked down themselves at home, but every day we were speaking to them, and every time we were just trying to understand what is their mental psyche at that point of time and how they are feeling, and is there anything which is needed. And then my better half younger brothers were there at the same place, so every day they were going to every time like once in a week they were going to the market and they were bringing all the stuff and they were dropping down everything at the doorstep so that they can just take inside. So the most important thing, as Mano said, which I completely agree, that it's all about communication and just understanding from their perspective how they feel, and then discussing with them like very openly and offering the support as they need it. And if they say yes, they are happy with, if they are feeling very good by speaking, I think this has to be maintained on a daily basis, and we have to spare time with them, because for us, I feel like, that our parents, our grandparents, or like whoever is there, they are the treasures of our life. And whatever we have learned in our life is because of them. So for us, they are equally valuable as our kids or anyone else in the family, and we have to devote time to them.
Correct. Absolutely. Dr. Mano, what would you like to add to that? कि अगर घर में आपके elderly parents हैं, in-laws हैं, they बहुत ज़्यादा बाहर नहीं जा सकते, they can't go out much, and they are getting bored and depressed. So how should they be kept emotionally well-being? उनकी emotional well-being के लिए आप क्या कहेंगी?
Yeah, it's more about showing our support, like, saying that, we are there for them in whatever, like, form we could help them. For example, if we have an elderly relative living within UK, but they are self-isolated, then we could go and drop the essentials in their doorsteps, because they cannot come out because of the shielding. But for example, in my case, my parents all live in India, so it's more about providing them the emotional support, calling them on phone and saying that we are safe here, don't worry about us, and how are you, what help do you need, and to establish it. For example, we have to have some kind of Zoom calls with the family once a week, having kind of a video chat, something that's possible, whatever is possible in this kind of situation. So one thing to remember is we are all going through social distancing, but not emotional distancing. So we can still show our love and care through various other forms. The only thing is we cannot meet currently, but also maintaining the hope that better times will come and we would be meeting one day.
Right, of course. And I think it's never too late to learn a new hobby. आप अपने mother या father-in-law या in-laws या parents को भी encourage कर सकती कि अब एक अच्छा time है एक hobby लेने का. आप चाहे अब गाना ही गाना क्यों तो भजन सीख सकते हैं आप online. I think there are so many classes for bhajan as well nowadays. पेंटिंग है, कुछ भी है, आप योगा करो, जैसे कि बात हो रही थी, आप ऑनलाइन योगा करो, तो कभी कभी इफ आई थिंक योर पेरेंट्स माइट बी लाइक, अरे आई एम टू ओल्ड, आई डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज टेक्नोलॉजी, तो आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड चांस फॉर यू टू सिट डाउन विथ योर एल्डरली इन द हाउस एंड show them how to use technology.
And I think this corona has brought down a lot of positive changes as well because like for instance my grandparents, they were never knowing what is this WhatsApp all about.
Exactly.
And now when they are locked down in the place, they know what is WhatsApp, how to receive a video call, how to make a video call, and so I think there are some positive things as well which has happened, and we have to see what positive we can make in this troubleful time, how much positivity we can absorb and how much positivity we can reflect to each other.
Absolutely.
And I think this is something which is like I would say that yes, we just have to keep it rolling. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's a good time for them to, I think, and read about how to maintain alternative therapies and all. Ayurveda hai ya homeopathy, jo bhi hum kar sakte. I think Indian culture, especially food wise and diet wise, I think we have so much to offer as well, isn't it? Dr. Manu, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी? Do you have any tips, any ideas for Ayurvedic, how to incorporate all that in your diet for Indians?
So I completely agree with what you told about hobby. So it's something new thing we could do. With regards to food, I think it's important to maintain healthy eating, because this is a time when most of us are working, many people are working from home, and food is something like that offers comfort. That's easily, food is something that can easily be turned as a kind of addiction or something we can turn for comfort. So it's to be very mindful of that, because this is a time not to overwhelm our body with eating a lot of junk food or anything. Maintain a healthy diet. Healthy diet also helps in maintaining a healthy state of mind.
Exactly.
So as you have mentioned, one of the things the parents and grandparents could also do is try new recipes. Actually, that's what my mom's doing. She said she's been watching YouTube videos of how to cook some healthy rasam or healthy sambar, and
Exactly, that's what the thing is. So obviously sometimes when we are stressed and we are emotionally upset, we tend to overeat. तो वो भी हमें लॉकडाउन में नहीं करना है कि ज़्यादा खाना भी नहीं खाना है. But then cooking can be a therapy as well.
And obviously it has to be balanced with your workout as well. Even during lockdown, you can still go out just for running, maintaining a safer and not to chit chat with the other people, but you can still go for running, you can still go for work. Like my father, he every day, like my parents, they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, they go for a walk for almost for 1 hour between 4 and 5, and there's no one outside. And then for the entire day they're locked down. So it's a time, basically you have to make a balance between your dietary habit as well as adopting healthy lifestyle, and keep it going on a daily basis. Keep pushing yourself on a daily basis, because your mental stress can be controlled if you're physically involving yourself in some productive work throughout the day. Then you can control your mental status as well. So I think it's very important for everyone to understand as well.
I think khali nahi baithna chahiye. That's what you're saying, isn't it? Because
khali dimag shaitan ka ghar.
Exactly. Then you start thinking all those negative thoughts, and then that's what makes you ill, isn't it?
Absolutely. And specifically when I got corona, my parents they were not knowing anything, and every day they were just calling me and they were asking, why you are still at home? Why you are still at home? And I was like, No, because my hospital, like, they have done some sort of arrangements for the people, and we are just trying to avoid. If you're not covering the clinical area, we are just trying to avoid in the hospital.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, fine, and then eventually they came to know about that, and then they got just, they were just unhappy about
so you
that.
didn't tell them that?
No.
Okay.
So they came to know via newspaper. When my news, basically in my hometown, when the newspaper printed about that I'm struggling with this thing, and then they came to know.
So they came to know through the newspaper about you having corona.
Yes, because I work for a lot of social like charities in India as well, and then they actually came to know because they were constantly calling me that in what way we can keep the spirit going, and I was like, and then I said, I'm very sorry to say right now I'm not completely like very well. So and then it happened, but I think the good thing was because every day I was speaking to my family. In no way they were knowing that anything is happening wrong with me, and every day I was trying to speak to my grandparents. So I was still doing my exercise at home. I was still like not neglecting my health, because I was knowing that I can recover myself if my mental well-being is taken care of, and that mental well-being will be taken care of only if I'm determined that I'm not let this disease to impact my mind as well as my body to that level where I have to go to the hospital where the things become out of control. Although I did get admitted as well, like for a brief period of time at A&E, but I think it's all about mind game. Yes.
Really? Okay. तो मनोज, जाने से पहले आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी हमारे व्यूअर्स को? आपका क्या मैसेज है?
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for giving this opportunity. It's nice meeting you all. I'm sorry, the video is not very clear through Skype. But one of the main thing I want to tell everyone is we are all in this together. This is it's very understandable. It's a time of heightened anxiety, and it's both physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and even financially. Like a lot of people are going through a lot of difficulties. So everyone's going through a lot of difficulties. But one thing to remember is all of us are in this together. Though different people are having different kind of trouble, but everyone are in this together. Together, if we all maintain that sense of hope and have faith that this will all turn out to be, something better, and, keep that thing in mind. The hope, don't let the hope die out. And also try to support others as much as possible, either virtually or through whatever means. And this is the time when we all need to be, supporting each other and be with each other. And most importantly, take care of yourself. Don't neglect your physical, mental, or emotional health, and reach for help if needed. That's what I.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Neha, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी? That there was a good point she brought up that people, so many are losing their jobs.
Yes.
Such a tough scenario for people, beauticians, hairdressers, catering, wedding industry.
Yes.
So many have lost their jobs, pubs, restaurants, and they're not sure if things are going to be ever back to normal. And obviously, they are understandably under a lot of stress and depressed. So, what would you say to them?
I think my only thing would be that we all are sailing in a different ship. But we are in the same ocean. So what I mean is, this corona is impacting everyone. You're not the only person who is getting affected. It is different, like to what extent you are being affected. It might be different in based on your circumstances. But my strong belief in life and how I have learned in my life, because for a healthcare professional, it's not an easy job, specifically seeing the death of the patient as well. It just traumatizes you to the core of your heart, even though they are somebody somebody whom probably you don't know about them, but still it's very difficult and challenging situation for us as well, that and it's just not about corona. I'm saying even in general, we are very prone for these kind of challenges. Specifically mentally, we are so much affected on a daily basis. But the only thing I have learned in my life, that you can heal anything in your life by empowering your mind. And this is the only message I want to give to everyone, that you can heal anyone, including yourself, including every individual who is coming into your contact, by empowering your mind. And what I mean is that if I am strong enough, I can give that positivity and that strong vibes to any person who is coming to me, either with a diseased body or with a diseased mind. And if I am a very good person in terms of if I can empower that mind of that person, that means if that is being achieved, then he can do wonders in life. So there's no physical limitation. It's all there in your mind.
Your motto is healing the
healing the healers. This is something which I'm working on. Right. So that is specifically because I have seen a lot of mental health issues in the medical fraternity, and one of my And one of my colleagues, she committed suicide when I was I was doing my fellowship, and she was a final year MD student, and she was working with me. And when she committed a suicide, that was a time when my life took a turnover, and I thought that that life has got no certainty. Life has got, you don't know, like with today I'm speaking to you, I don't know what is going to happen to me next time. So it's all about embracing the moment, making yourself so strong that no matter what life has to bring in your life, you are there to face it boldly. And that is what I'm going to say, that you can heal anything in your life by empowering your mind. So thank you so much for having me here, Jasmine.
Any last message for our viewers?
I would say just keep your face towards the sunshine, and your shadow will follow you. That means your shadow is all the darkness which you have in your life. It is all about your weak mind. But if you face towards the sunshine, your shadow is going to follow you at your back.
Brilliant, brilliant. So with these golden words, we are going to sign off. Dr. Mano and Dr. Neha, thank you so much for coming on this show. Thank you so much.
Jasmine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Viewers, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Till we meet again on the next episode, this is Jasmine signing off.